You're listening to the Native Plants Healthy Planet podcast, presented by Pinelands Nursery. Here are your hosts, Fran Chismar and Tom Kinezic.
You want to get to the topic?
I guess we have to, yeah.
We have to come up with a good transition. Maybe we can, you mentioned like
I
Wayne's
wanted,
World.
do the Wayne's World.
We can do something similar. How about we try this? So we brought our coworker in, and we're going to start this segment, which we're really excited about. This came together really quickly because it was kind of just mentioned just a couple days ago. Monday. And well, to you, Noele. Well, I didn't want to say her name. I wanted her to introduce herself, but she brought it up to me on Friday, but I didn't get to talk to you about it until Monday. Here. So kind of came together really, really quickly. So why don't you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and then tell us what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of a surprise to us. We kind of know, but we don't really know.
It is a surprise, a native seed surprise. Hi, everyone. My name is Noele Walters, and I am the seed sales gal. Inventory, and I do a little bit of harvesting myself, and I work a lot with the seed group that handles all of our native seed for sale. And today we're playing a fun little game called Smell the Seed, the native seed to be specific. And Fran and Tom are going to have a lovely time smelling 10 varieties of native species, and they have to guess what the species is. And the winner takes all the Jolly Rancher candy I have.
Yes. Now Tom and I are both. Noele always has a jar of candy on her desk, and Tom and I think, fight to see who can eat more of it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
We're the biggest culprits. We're disappearing.
Both candyaholics.
And I will say this, that Noele doesn't help the fact because it's a never-ending cup of candy. Yeah. It doesn't matter how many pieces I eat in a day. We never make a dent because we must walk away and she'll put more in. I'm so much of a candyaholic. When I worked at Princeton, when I first started working there, I had a Princeton nursery glass on my desk. And one day someone filled it with M&Ms. And I never questioned where those M&Ms came from, but I ate them. And no matter how much I ate them, they never disappeared. They just kept filling. It was the never-ending glass of M&Ms. And then I would get up at the end of the day and put my coat on, and my pockets would be filled with M&Ms. And I gained 75 pounds in like the first year I worked there. Seriously, like I ballooned, and then I took it all off. But they laughed. They're like, "You never asked like who was giving you the candy?" I'm like, I didn't want it to end. I was afraid if I questioned it, it would stop. So, You're definitely barking up the right tree with offering candy as a reward, because we're both online with that.
Yeah, and for everyone who doesn't know, we work with I don't even know how many, a couple hundred different species of plants, and then nearly 100 species of seed. And some of them smell pretty benign, but some of them are very pungent and very distinctive. Yes. So I'm hoping you chose some of them, because I might have the advantage there, because I've walked in the seed cooler a few more times than Fran has.
Here's the thing. I haven't really worked with seed at all. You have. Noele does every day. I haven't. So I'm going in blind, and I don't think I'll get any of these right, to be honest. Not that I'm conceding. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of faith in my choices, but this is either going to be great podcasting or horrible podcasting, because you can't see our reactions. Well, you can if you go to YouTube and you can watch the video. We recommend you listening to it first and then heading over to YouTube for a second view, and you can take in all of our reactions for it. But how do you want to start? Where do you want to go with this?
So I'll start with the first species. We shall see how good you guys are.
All right.
At smelling.
So for those that aren't watching via YouTube, where Noele has them in a bag that we can't see the seeds. So when you smell, try not to cheat and look into the bag, because you'll have an advantage, because I don't know.
I know what a lot of this stuff starts to look like.
So Tom is smelling the first one right now.
That is a very delicious smelling species.
Really? All right. So, I'm assuming that we're going to have things that range from delicious to downright nasty.
Yeah.
So all right.
Tell me what you smell, Tom.
Wait. Hold
I'm gonna let Fran smell.
Okay.
on. Delicious.
Mm.
That's your. Oh.
As my dad liked to say, it smells like money.
All right.
I can give a few hints.
Or should
real
we write it down and
fast.
hold it up?
I'm
so
gonna
we
let.
don't.
Well,
We should
I
write it
don't-
down just so.
Okay.
So. You can't just say if you agree. Go. Oh yeah, I agree with that person. All right.
This is a deep water, hardy perennial.
All right. We should have like music when we're writing here. I don't. All right.
Yeah, we
Solitary
need
yellow flowers.
whiteboards for this.
All right. All right.
We don't have them.
Do you want to?
I think we got to hold them up at the same time.
I want to change. Noelle just gave a hint. Now I want to
It's too
change
late.
what.
Too late.
No.
Already wrote it down.
I'm changing it. Wait, no one gave their answer yet. No one gave their answer yet. I have to. I'm writing a new one.
What scents do you smell when you smell that bag?
Well, I'll tell you what my first guess was, and based on your, because no.
To me, it smells like rotting tadpoles.
Yes.
It did not
Oh,
smell
very
good.
specific.
My first guess was Spartina alterniflora because
That's because I threw you for
you
a
threw
loop,
me for a
yeah.
loop. But then when Noelle said single or solitary yellow flowers and it's a deep water plant, I'm changing my guess to spatterdock, which is Nufar lutea.
And that's also what I had.
All right.
Now, for the sake of full disclosure,
Yeah.
Noelle has the answers on her clipboard. And she
Oh.
put it down.
Aw. Did you see all the answers?
No, just the first one.
Okay. All right. Don't put
you
your clipboard
saw that.
down. Don't put your clipboard down.
Dang.
All right. So we do have coffee beans to cleanse our palate in between. Man, I had no idea that Nufar was as pungent
Oh,
as
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it would make sense being a deep water plant, being submerged in water, that it would have a scent like that to me.
When it gets aerobic, because I guess the seed's probably anaerobic for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's in a place where there isn't accessible oxygen. But
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really need to cleanse it. I was saying you had me thrown for a loop because I was
Yeah.
expecting something sweet. I was like, oh, that's not sweet.
It's a pretty cool native plant.
oh yeah, no,
So-
it's an amazing.
So for listeners that don't know spatterdock, it can be aggressive. It can grow into up to 3 feet of permanent inundation and tidal zone. So it's a lot of the time where we're at near the Delaware River, you kind of see it in that tidal area. It can grow up to 6 to 7 feet tall. And there's Nufar lutea, there's Nufar advena. So then that depends whether the leaves are standing upright out of the water or laying flat like a lily pad.
Mhm.
But that single solitary yellow flower is a giveaway when you see it. If you're confused if it's lotus or fragrant white water lily, that yellow flower kind of gives it away for you to help you ID it. But it can be aggressive. It can definitely, you don't have to plant a lot of it to get it to take. All right, sorry.
Okay, so next one. Let me know if you want hints. I have lots of fun facts about each.
All right,
piece.
let us.
Wow.
Do you want to agree to only ask for hints if we have no clue?
Yes.
All right. Like, let me see if I can get it first. Based on the smell of the last one, I was going to go with Spartina, but your hint, if it wasn't for your hint, I would have guessed wrong. I have
This
a
one's
feeling.
very mild.
Get in there.
Yeah, you're.
Like you really need to
Do you really? Okay.
to get in there to get
All
a
right,
whiff.
here we go. Let's see here.
Fran is really getting into that
You
bag.
smelling anything?
I feel like I
There's
have my
really-
feedback on.
There's not a lot of fragrance to that one.
No,
It's
I
right.
smell tea.
really. All right. Let me.
I smell.
Wait.
nothing.
Can I ask? Is this going to be a mixture of both herbaceous and woody plant material?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
That made things a heck of a lot trickier.
Yes, it really does. I don't know, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark.
I have a hunch, but I don't know.
We're going to see how wrong.
So
Do you want to go with a hint, or
no,
Yes.
so we wrote down our answers.
then we'll go with hints to see
Let's
if we
get
can
some
get it?
hints, and then
Okay.
if we get them wrong, I say then we do it off appearance.
Okay. All right.
We're
So
changing the rules as we go.
so don't tell us the answer yet. So do you want to say what our answers are first, or do you want?
Yes, let's do the answers first, then we'll get the hints.
All right. I
Okay.
went first last time. What do you have?
I had Eupatorium purpureum.
Wrong.
Oh, all right. I have Juncus effusus. So,
Wrong again.
Oh,
Sorry,
all right.
fellas.
Are either of us close?
Not really.
Okay.
But let me give you some hints and maybe that would help a little bit.
All right.
So each flower bloom lasts about 1 day. New flowers open each day. Peak blooming season, a large plant can produce 20 or more flowers per day. Bloom period is July through September-ish. It is a shrubby, woody-based perennial herb with large, attractive white or pink 5-petal flowers.
All right. Got it. All right. I know what it is. Tom, do you know what it is? Oh. Noelle is now
Yes, I do.
disappeared. All right. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Tom wasn't in front of his microphone. We're having some technical difficulties. Noelle was still showing on the screen until whatever happened. I don't see her now. Everyone can still hear you though, because you're through our soundboard. So you don't have to worry about that. But as Tom works on the technical difficulties, my guess is, oh, wait, I might not be able to do that.
Drum
Actually,
roll,
hold on.
please.
All right, hold on. Boy, you can see we're well prepared. Swamp hibiscus.
Woo!
Yes. So I think the solitary, like either white or pink flowers and the height of it. And just looking, I did kind of peek in. I don't know my seed at all. So even looking at it, it didn't give it away for me, but
Right.
how small the seed was. How many, do you know off the
wouldn't
top of your
think.
head, how many seed per pound on that one?
I do not,
All right. Do you know, Tom?
but they're very tiny and they're a little heavy.
No, I also don't know how many seeds per. But that was also my guess. Was
Okay.
once we
swamp
got
hibiscus.
the hints, it was.
Well,
it
you
was-
said one
hibiscus
flower a
shoots.
day.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they smell like tea, the seed itself.
I don't know what I smell. Listen, I have to preface this. I'm at a disadvantage with having broken my nose 7 times. My sense of smell is horrible, but I'm
Yeah.
doing my, I don't want any sympathy, or I'm not just saying it's a slight disadvantage. All right. Next,
Number 3.
All
number
right.
3. Here we go. All right. Tom is smelling now. He's got, wow. He's
That's
getting your face in
definitely
there.
more. There's more of a smell to that one, but it's still. It kind of smells like a wet cat.
Yeah.
Like not like wet dog smells bad.
It smells like, yeah.
It doesn't smell
definitely
food.
wet cat.
Do you smell any food?
Maybe like
You know,
old French
actually,
fries.
let me. I didn't cleanse my palate,
Yeah.
but the other one was mild. All right, let me try again.
Oh gosh.
You need some hints? You want to guess
No,
first?
wait, no, I'm gonna. All right,
That was a big whiff at
that-
the end.
oh,
That might have been.
oh. All right, I'm gonna again. I'm just going to take a wild stab at this. You know, I'm going here. Here's my line of reasoning that the first one that was pungent in a bad way was a deep water plant. So I'm going to go for something more wetland and something that may be in a similar condition. So I'm going to guess soft stem bulrush.
Wrong.
I
man.
guessed. I went with our first
Good
woody
guess.
plant,
Thank
and
you.
I guessed Spirea latifolia.
Ooh.
Darn. Also wrong.
All right.
Let
Now
me-
wait, before you give us any clues, we're either up because someone did woody and someone did herbaceous. Are either of us on the right track?
No.
No,
answer's
no. The answer is no.
No.
No, not really. Okay. All right.
It's a native species.
All
A
right.
cool season, low growing plant. Has grass-like leaves from a bulb below the ground. Although most of its growth takes place in cool weather, the umbrella cluster of small pink flowers rise up and tower over the leaves like a chandelier during the summer months.
Is
Does that help at all?
it
It helped me.
Allium cernule?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, which is
Ding,
nodding,
ding, ding, ding,
nodding
ding.
onion. So that was a great description, by
Yeah,
the way.
oh, yeah.
So, would you have guessed that that's what that
No.
seed would
Well,
smell like?
I said old French fries, but now like it's kicking into my mind. It could have been like mildly, like allium smelling.
I
It was.
When I'm in the seed cooler every day, I smell straight onion when I pull that bag.
See, I didn't get an onion scent
Yeah.
from that. I
No.
really didn't, and that's what kind of threw me off. Like even before I
Mhm.
said nodding onion, I'm like, I didn't get that type of smell. But all right, so we're both 1 for 3 right now.
And
1 for
and
3.
and mine was completely because I
Yeah.
saw. Well, to be honest, I would have guessed along that line.
Well,
Anyway,
fortunately,
but-
like Noelle threw us a bone on the first one because if it wasn't for your clue, I would have gotten it wrong. So, all right, so we're 3 deep. Let's go for number 4.
Alright, Here we go.
now this coffee bean smells like slightly salty to me. I don't know if you're getting that at all.
It's an Arabica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of see that. You want to smell?
Mm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have no clue.
Oh boy.
I would describe that one as fresh rabbit poop.
Yum.
That's-
I don't know that if I know what that smells like. That's very descriptive.
I
Tom.
don't either. I'm just imagining
Oh,
it's slightly grassy, but definitely very poopy.
yeah.
There's a lot of poop to
Earthy.
that,
All
yeah.
right.
Hoppy.
So, okay. All right. Let me see. I got to come up with something for a guess for this.
Okay.
Do you have no idea? Or are you just throwing something down?
I would say Pontidaria cordata.
That's going to be
I
your
don't
guess?
think that's it though. I
right.
think that's a little bit like it would smell a little more wet.
All right. I'm going to say Glycerius striata.
Wrong.
All right. Both of us wrong.
Yes.
All right. Is it before you go any further, is it a woody or an herbaceous?
It's an aquatic perennial.
All right. So if we
yeah.
could, because it was pungent, like
Mhm.
I thought because it was more earthy, like I kind of steered a wet, like I went with a back wet, but I don't know. All
If you
right.
could feel it, you might have had some help there.
Oh,
The flowers give way to green maturing brown fruits, which are mainly dispersed by water. The fruit is a brown berry containing some seeds within a clear jelly-like pulp.
Yeah, any more hints for us?
Ooh, yes.
wait.
Fleshy herb of tidal marshes and shallow water, with large arrowhead-shaped leaves and inconspicuous flowers. Blooms from April to June.
arrow.
Yeah, I would say arrow.
Peltandra virginica.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because of when you said the arrow.
But when you said that, I almost thought duck potato at first, but I'm like, that's not an insignificant bloom. Like
Mhm.
Peltandra, I thought of as an insignificant bloom.
Mhm.
So we're eventually getting this,
Good
but it's
job.
Noelle's
Yeah.
clues. At least we know how to plant ID
So- Oh,
We-
yeah,
we don't-
off of
off of the clues. We're
Another-
not.
sniffs of
All right.
coffee.
Yeah. All right. So we're 1 for 4. Actually, we're 0 for 4.
And so I keep going back to the coffee. It smells like really salty. It almost has like a urine quality. But I'm like I despise coffee.
Tom's
I
not a
typically like
coffee
the smell, but I
yeah,
don't drink
Tom's not a coffee drinker. I am a coffee addict. I consume, what, honestly, I'm probably about 40 to 60 ounces of coffee a day.
it. Ooh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
That's not good.
two-cupper.
I guess that's not really good. You can tell from my teeth, probably. I need to start using a straw.
It's
My teeth were white at one point.
It's somewhere to me. It's somewhere between like dehydrated urine and movie theater popcorn.
We have to come up with a new segment where you just describe scents,
Yeah.
plant scents. All right. So we're up number 5.
We're
We're about
ready.
halfway done.
This is a fun
Yeah.
one.
Brent, how do you think this one's going?
Very famous.
we're not well, you and I are if we were guessing them, it'd probably
I'm
be
gonna stir this up. I need to make it a little bit fresher.
all right.
Stuck in my fingers.
I realized even seeing the seed wouldn't help me.
The stirring it made it less fragrant.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
All right.
Oh, I smell that one so bad.
This is a heavier bag. You know, one thing that I will say this reminds me of when we go to trade shows, we take seed packets sometimes to give away to our clients or customers or prospective customers, and we always put all the seed in a bag.
Yeah. Yep.
This seed smells like that
It
bag.
does smell
Like
like
when
that
you
bag.
have that bag in your
Mhm.
car, you smell that and you're like, what is that?
This species takes over. It smells.
All right, I'm gonna give it back.
Let me smell it one more time. It's I want it to be something else. Like it's
Yeah.
very faint, but when I
Yeah.
know that species is like overwhelming me, but I can't smell it.
All right, I have a guess.
Would I really stick? Okay, I got it that time. Yeah,
I have a guess. You want me to say this time?
Sure.
Echinacea purpurea.
I was gonna go with the last whiff. I want to say Penstemon hirsutus,
Okay.
Ooh, Fran was wrong. Tom was close.
and then it's
Oh,
Penstemon digitalis.
Wow.
I was like, it's
ding,
less-
ding, ding.
It's Penstemon overall has like a really pungent flavor. Like when we had it drying in the greenhouse by the office, I could smell it almost inside the office, and just smells like wet dog.
And I'm just
And
trying
that
to
was just really subtle. I'm like, oh, if it was Penstemon digitalis, it would be blowing my brains out right now. with
Penstemon
that smell.
digitalis is foxglove beard
Foxglove
tongue.
beard tongue.
Yes.
So more basal foliage with the stalk.
Mhm.
It's small white flowers. So like
Yeah.
the bees like to crawl in. That's where you always see the bee butts and the
Yep,
Penstemon digitalis. Tom was close, but still close doesn't count. So we're still both one for 5. All right.
I should have went with
should.
I knew that one was going to pop up at some point. It's
You know
so
what? But
fragrant. It just I was like, that doesn't really smell like it to me. But
you were so close.
Yeah.
So close. And that's not one we take to trade shows. Like I was saying, when you said hirsutus, I was like, oh, you should have went digitalis. Oh wait, I
that
gotta
smells
cleanse my
really
palate.
clean. Yeah, that smells like really clean.
I wonder how our listeners are taking to this right
I
now.
have no
As
idea.
we're trying to be as descriptive as
I'm going to
possible.
assume not well. That's that's man, that's another one that's throwing me for a loop because it's not as strong as I'm
Okay.
getting a hint of something, but it's not as strong as I would expect.
All right, I have a guess. Do you want to go?
Let me smell one more time. Get a deep whiff.
I smell pepper flakes or celery when I
That's a good.
For this one, I would say I don't think this is
Mm.
right. I'm going to say Echinacea purpurea.
I'm
No.
rating my answer. I'm saying Clethra ulnifolia.
wrong, fellas. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
All right. Give us some clues. I actually
All
crossed out my
right.
first guess and wrote something different. So if I got it right and crossed it out, I'm going to be upset.
Hints. This is a member of the carrot family. In the right conditions, this perennial can grow very tall.
I think we only grow one in the carrot family. So
Yeah, I don't
Be
know. what it
careful,
is.
it might be a trick.
All right.
It normally gets to be around 4 feet tall, blooms from July to September. Coarse flowers and leaves make it largely ignored by deer and rabbits. Prefers to grow in medium wet to medium dry soils, like sites with full sun. Small native bees, moths, and flies will nectar on this plant, and it is one of the host plants of the black swallowtail. Last hint would give it away, so I'll wait.
Do you know what it is? 'Cause
I know
don't.
what it is.
All right, go ahead.
I was going to say it's Zizia aurea.
Wrong.
Really?
Ooh, all
That
right,
was
wait.
the trick.
All right,
Oh.
all right,
You
hold
fell
on.
for it.
All right, wait, let me take a guess first. So, I'm just trying to think real quick. Man, I don't know that I have.
What else is,
4 foot coarse flowers and coarse leaves? Man, I don't know. And you said fern-like foliage? Was it? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember that. I don't.
It was
I don't
one of the
think-
first. I don't think I have a. Maybe I'm thinking
Coarse
carrot.
flowers and
Coarse-
leaves.
Okay.
The Latin name was chosen because the leaves look like a yucca plant.
Oh, Eryngium yuccifolium.
I didn't know that was a
It
host
is?
plant for the black swallowtail.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was part of the carrot family.
That's
So
what, yeah.
I didn't know that either.
either.
So
Mhm.
Eryngium yuccifolium is I'm drawing a blank
Is
on the comment.
Rattlesnake Master.
Okay, Rattlesnake Master. So
Really unique plant, extirpated in the state of New Jersey, but is it looks very southwestern,
yes.
but it is native. In fact, I think it was on either Southeastern Grasslands Initiative Facebook or Kyle
Liebarger.
His Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, or TikTok had like a whole field of it where like a native stand, and it was really incredible because I've never seen it in the wild before. I've only seen it in cultivated gardens or where we grow it. So
It's a very unique flower.
it is.
Highly suggest you grow it in your yards.
So, and it is a great plant. And this is a great thing for everyone. You know, we talk about becoming one with nature and getting to know nature. Like, how often do you smell the seed? Or like a lot of our listeners, because they're having trouble getting native plants, are starting from seed. So some of you have experience with it, but get to know it, get to know what the seed smells like, get to know a little bit, you know, it's part of the story. It's part of the process of becoming familiar with it. And, and it's all aspects. And it just shows how unfamiliar, because it's an aspect of my job that I don't have. And this is all new to me, obviously, from my 1 out of 6 score.
Yeah,
that's
and the one is generous because we
the
got
one
it
is
on the
generous.
hints.
It was,
and I got it because I accidentally cheated.
All right.
There's some seed species that are beautiful. They look pebbly and they could be jewelry-esque almost.
Ooh. All right, I am ready for the next one.
Ready.
I think I have some penstemon stuck in the back of my nose now. It's like clouding my. It's distinct. That one was very distinct. Yeah, that's and it's the trickiest part of that one for me is picking which species in that genus.
All right.
You probably know.
All right. All right. I'm writing down.
I stopped writing them all.
All right. What do you got?
I'm gonna pick Monarda fistulosa.
I'm gonna say Monarda didyma.
Fran is the winner.
Oh, man. I knew it was one of them. I just didn't know which one.
You know, to me personally, Monarda didyma has a fragrance. All Monarda have a little bit of a fragrance, but didyma, I've said it before, smells like Fruit Loops to me. So just that,
really?
like,
I didn't get that at all. I just got like really clean, herbaceous, minty.
I didn't get that, but I just got like the aroma of it. Just made it like I wasn't sure when you said fistulosa. I'm like, no, it's got to be didyma. All right. Tom, if I win, I'll share my Jelly Rangers with you.
I was, to be honest, you know how like you win the 50-50 at a charity thing, you give it back to the. I was just gonna give it back to the candy bowl.
Yeah, I guess I could do that too. Maybe I can pick out some of my favorite.
We're the only
flavors.
ones that go in there anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna eat it anyway. All right, this is the 8th one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is number 8.
And I have to come from behind with 2 left.
All right, here we go. Tom is smelling first.
See here.
Let's see. I have to cleanse my palate again.
I'm trying a different method where you.
All right.
You kind of pump the bottom of the bag.
You know what? I'll try that too. Get some of that.
Yeah, just trying to get some air moving. That's another one. I don't get much of a smell.
No, not really.
Maybe my nose is broken.
Is there something that's pungent to you, Noelle?
It is.
Like it's distinct. Like you would. Okay. All right.
I smell it, and Carla, one of our seed cleaners, smells it distinctly.
Yeah.
I don't really have it.
I want to smell that one more time too. Just I gotta.
All right. All right.
No idea.
I don't say anything yet because I don't have it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. I have a guess. I know I'm off.
I'm gonna let you guess first because I don't have one.
Columbogrostis canadensis.
I know that's not right.
No, that's wrong.
That was like, no, you're not even close.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with an artificialist again. Just think my nose is not picking up as much mint as I need to.
All right.
Wrong.
All right. Give us some give us some clues.
All right. Perennial wildflower found in dry meadows, fields, thickets, open woods, upland prairies, and along roadsides. Its clumping form is stiff, erect, and compact. Clusters of showy white and lavender flowers bloom from July to October. Grows to be 2 to 4 feet tall. Spreads to form small colonies. Grows best in full or partial sun and prefers medium to wet soil. It has a particularly strong something aroma. I don't want to ruin it.
All right.
Especially when crushed or cut. Bees and butterflies love their flowers and enjoy consuming the foliage.
That did not make it any easier for me.
No.
I felt like that was half describing a bunch of different things.
Is it Pygnathamum? Mountain mint?
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Wow.
Tenufolium.
I got from the
Slender
crushed
mountain mint.
from the crushed leaves. I was thinking it's got to be a minty
I would have
aroma.
thought that would smell way more minty
Yeah.
than it did. It was very mild.
It was very mild.
Maybe
yeah.
I grabbed a mild bag.
Yeah. But that's been the kind of theme with all of these for me. Is I feel
Yeah.
like they're way less pronounced than I remember them, and it's been throwing me off.
All right, we're to number 9. Number 9. Is this lucky number 9?
Yeah,
For
so
Tom?
now I need to get both of them right to tie.
to come out. Yeah.
All right.
You're all right.
This bag is heavier.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that smells like tobacco.
Really? Well, we don't grow any Nicotiana, so. All right, here we go. Tom's taking a nice long swig of this one, actually. All right.
That's a tricky one.
I'm like trying to like feel through the bag.
That's that immediate hit I got vanished. The second, like it just kept getting less and less and less. That's a tough one. No, I'll be okay. It's not going to help if I smell it again. I'm going to guess Indian grass.
I'm gonna guess Zizia aurea.
Ding, 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 ding. Fran was correct.
Oh gosh.
Well, I have to admit I cheated. The label was in the bag and I read it. So I didn't know. I would not have guessed Zizia. So we're both wrong on that one.
I think it smells like a carrot top. Did you guys get that smell at all?
No.
No, I didn't. I don't know what.
It's one of those, now that you mentioned, I'm like, oh, I just didn't know what a carrot top smelled like, really.
Yeah.
But
You know, it's really interesting. Some of them have like the first one we did, the spatterdock, was very like rotten smell,
Yeah.
and some of them have like a little bit of a rotten smell, and then some are so clean and earthy that it's hard to really, for me, detect.
yeah,
What
and none of these have been the same.
No,
Like
they've
none of
all been
I guess
different.
what was the
Noelle has done an incredible
arrow-
job of picking.
the arrow arum to
Yeah.
the spatterdock.
They're on one end
was
of
like-
the spectrum.
It was the spatterdock was the most pungent. The arrow arum was like approaching that, but it was like, oh, it didn't seem quite as wetland to me.
All right, before we smell the last one, I want to give Tom the opportunity to tie. So before you give us the seed, just tell us whether it's herbaceous or woody. So at least we can narrow our guesses because we're all over
I
the
feel like
place.
this is helping you more than it's helping me. That's
All right, then don't. All right,
and I
leave it.
can't tie anyway.
All right, okay. You know what?
Too.
All right, then don't tell us. Don't tell us. We'll. This is our last one. So Tom needs to guess this one for the tie, or I can guess this one for the all-out win.
We're all rooting for you.
All right,
Come on,
let's
Tom.
go.
I can
If
smell
it
it.
wasn't
over
for the
here.
Menarda didyma.
I don't even need to spell it again.
All right, let's. All right,
Mm.
all right. I'm going back to my very first guess. So
This is a plant that when I was younger and I used to plant this in the spring,
Mhm.
and you had those when it was like super ripe and had been sitting for a while, you'd go like places later and see friends and I'm like, what the heck are you doing today?
So it's and we're talking. I'm assuming this is Spartina alternative.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we I love that your dad's quote was "smells like
Yes.
money" because
Yeah.
it's very pungent and it's one of those smells that stick with you. Both of
Mhm.
my kids worked here over a couple summers while they're in high school, and they would go home and just they couldn't get the smell. They felt like they couldn't get the smell off of them. They would go home and shower and throw their clothes in the washing machine immediately, but they would never wash it. They would leave it for me to get home. So the whole laundry room smelled like smooth cordgrass seed. But
describe the smell to our listeners that don't know what it smells like.
it's the one seed that gives ginkgo biloba a run for its money. So if you've never smelled ginkgo biloba seed, there's a reason why there are so many male cultivars, because it smells like rotten urine. I don't even know how to explain it.
There's a urea kind of aroma to it. There's like
bad.
a saltiness to it, and it smells rotten. That's the biggest thing. It smells like, not like an animal died, but
no, it's not like
a rotting mushroom, or like something that's gonna rot and give off like
you're opening the fridge and you smell something like, we got to clean out this fridge.
Yeah,
like something went bad.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, but everything's getting thrown out. Like it's that smell. Now, when I landscaped for a bit back in I think I was like 21 years old. We were working on a property that had mature ginkgos, and the tree guy kept taking the ginkgo fruit and hiding it under the owner's truck seat.
Oh gosh.
And letting it like he was making sure he got fruit that wasn't ripe yet, so you couldn't quite smell it, and he would let it ripen under the seat of the truck, and you could never get the smell out.
Yeah.
Like this gives it a run for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like but it's, and for those that don't know smooth cordgrass, I hope we describe these plants enough so that you know what they are. And I know Noelle's descriptions really help that. Smooth cordgrass is native to our bay. It's a tidal bay grass. It lives in the tidal zone, so it's wet and dry twice a day. It ranges. It could take salinity from 0 to 35 parts per thousand, but typically where there's no salinity, it gets out competed. It's not as aggressive because it can live in the tidal zone and it can take high salinities. It tends to be a monoculture wherever you see it in that low marsh. But it's native all up and down the East Coast around to Texas, I believe. Yeah. And it can be considered very aggressive or invasive on the West Coast. So it outcompetes their native bay grass there, which I can't remember what it is. So Spartina alterniflora, now Sporobolus alterniflorus. How's that?
All right. So who's our winner? I
lost
lost track.
By my calculations, I won 2 to
I got
2
one
to 1.
legitimate one.
Or 3 to 2, I won.
Yeah.
We both got Spartina. I got Monarda didyma, and we both got Nufar. So
What do these smell like?
that smells like Jolly Ranchers hard candy. Woo!
I can't get over the smell of this coffee and how people drink this stuff.
It does. You know what? Until I would have never have called out salty until you said it. But
yeah, there's a salt quality that I keep coming back to.
I wonder if you know how like Scotch will take in the atmosphere, like the barrels breathe. So if it's a Highland Scotch, it takes in some of that Highland. Like I wonder if that's the same with coffee. If it's more in a coastal location, if it will take on a little bit like saltier smell.
I don't know.
The coffee I buy doesn't smell like that.
What's the coffee?
So
you buy?
don't let it deter you from drinking in the future.
Tom's not gonna, Tom, I didn't start drinking coffee till I was 33. So there's always
used
hope.
to drink some coffee. I drink it every once in a while. And it was typically I'd have it after it was when I was in college. I'd like party, and then the next morning I'd be like going someplace. Oh, I'm gonna go get like an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and I drink it, and then at my destination I would I had such an upset stomach that I felt. But it could have been the hangover kicking in at the same time that was making me feel that way. But no, and then after that, it's really every time I drink it, I just don't feel good. It gives me a really, really interesting. So I'm like, why am I trying to force myself to drink something I don't like for the sake of
I don't
for the sake of acceptance?
No, and it might be one of those things where you never found a way to I do black with sugar. Some people I can't stand it with creamer. It doesn't do it for me. It's not the same drink. So everyone has their own way. Maybe you just didn't find your way.
No, I just don't think it's something people should drink. It's a drug. At the end of the day, it's a drug that I don't think many people actually like.
Agatha drinks it.
They pretend they like it.
Agatha drinks
the social aspect of it.
Black, and the stronger the better. Like she wants a bold blend and no sugar. And that's pretty hardcore for me.
It
even.
is.
So
Creamer's my weakness.
yeah, that's something. It just changes it for
The
me.
interesting thing is, and because in Italy, when my wife and I were on a honeymoon, like I had espresso there. I've had espresso here. That doesn't affect me.
Really?
I can drink that and I'm okay. But if I have like American brewed coffee, I don't feel good. I feel like really sick.
Well, I think for my victory, I'm gonna just steal a couple grape Jolly Ranchers out of this and donate it back to the pot so we can all share. That's my give back. I just want a couple grapes out of it. And I guess our listeners will let us know if they enjoyed this. If they enjoyed this, we can do round 2 and give you a shot at redemption where we do another round of seed smelling. So I wonder if we can do it with other things too, like blooms at certain times, like disguise the blooms. Maybe we can do that and try to get an idea of, or leaves if we know they're fragrant, to crush them up and try to guess. So
Great idea.
This may just be the start of the competition. So it's like the nursery Olympics.
Yeah.
So Noele, before we let you go, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got here.
Well, I knew nothing about native plants until I stumbled across an Indeed app and applied for this job at Pinelands Nursery. And I love native plants now. I'm on board with it.
Awesome.
Before that, I've just been looking to be a farmer, learning about farming, different ways, organically, permaculture ways, and came across this farm and fell in love with natives. And that's what my life is about now.
Awesome.
I started a little nonprofit called Grateful Natives. And in my little town of Lindenwold, New Jersey, I'd like to plant some linden trees that are native, as well as lots of other lovely native plants to give the residents of my little town some joy. So that's what makes me happy.
Awesome.
Making other people happy.
Well, you made us happy today,
Oh, yeah.
even with some foul smelling things. We're both smiling. So
That was fun.
that was a lot of fun. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Noele, thank you for
Thank you,
for joining
guys.
us.
And something everyone can do at home too.
Yes.
Do it with your kids. See if they like the smell of wet dog.
Yeah, trust me, you'll never once you smell it, you'll never forget it. So that's the one nice thing about it. As long as you have that like scent memory, you'll remember. So Noele, thank you very much for
Thanks,
joining us.
guys.
We have to whisk you out the same way we whisked you in. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed
That
that.
was a lot of fun. I hope it was fun for people at home and they got something out of it too.
I
have my doubts. It could have worked. I don't know.
It might not have,
Yeah.
but I love that Noele approached us with that and had a great idea, and we ran with it. So
if you want to watch, the best way to watch, other than the technical difficulty part that we did have that I fixed in the middle, you can do that on YouTube. I'll even try and snip that part out individually and put it up as its own thing.
wait, I think this just in, we just got some listener feedback on what they thought of that segment. Just kidding.
Thank you for listening to the Native Plants Healthy Planet podcast, presented by Pinelands Nursery. Remember to like, share, follow, and comment.